get what you get when it's given to you, and you just take it and you have to run with it.
Today we're going to look at Chelsea Green, one of the most underappreciated, undervalued wrestlers on the entire WWE roster. I know she was your first ever women's U.S. champion.
And the inaugural Women's United States Champion!
I'm going to give you all the reasons why I love Chelsea, and these are going to be the reasons we add them all together on why she should eventually become champion. I asked all the patrons of the channel, hey, submit me a video idea, and I'll make your video, and this is Donatello Leonardo's video, but you know what? Chelsea deserves it. I've been wanting to do a Chelsea video anyways, so I'm going to tell you why I love her. Chelsea Green, I'm telling you, she is great and amazing. You want someone with this kind of attitude, mentality on your roster.
For someone to win, somebody else has to lose. I'll be the loser if that means being booked every day.
We're starting off with what just happened on WWE Unseen. She talks about how if somebody needs to win, if someone is going to win, that means somebody has to lose. And she said, I'm okay losing. I'm definitely okay losing if that means I'm going to be on the card every night. Chelsea Green is so unselfish that she's willing to put anybody over for the betterment of the story, the business, the whatever, but she loves the business so much she just wants to be on that card, win, lose, or draw. Now, she does want to be champion. She does want to win because there was a moment on the show, it was kind of heartbreaking. She had bought 14 tickets for her family members, and then she was cut. Right? She was cut, but she still had a positive attitude. You could tell she was putting on, like, maybe not a fake smile, but a forced smile, but she was like, it's okay, you know, things happen. Things happened. And then the next month, she became U.S. champion. So that kind of, you know, she gets kicked, right? She gets kicked, she gets knocked down, but she never gives up, never quits, and she wins the women's first U.S. title. And if you want to win the Wrestlechop first U.S. title, all you got to do is comment below. I'm going to give this away at 20,000 subscribers. All you got to do is comment, subscribe, and hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. Try to quit the day job.
Chelsea Green makes history.
And now forever, she's going to be known as the first ever women's champion. First U.S. women's champion. Nobody can take that away from her. And she wants to do other crazy things that will make her just like imprinted on the minds of wrestling fans for all of history.
I always thought I could be the first woman to win the Money in the Bank and lose the cash-in. I always thought that would be kind of iconic, and they need that moment. Like,
she literally said, I want to be the first ever women's Money in the Bank cash-in to fail. Who says that? Who says, I want to fail a Money in the Bank cash-in? But it's brilliant, actually, because she'll be the first one ever to do it, because they're all 100% track record. Or when she returned, actually, in 2023, she was in the Royal Rumble, right? She was fired before, which we'll talk about in a second, but she was fired before. She comes back. Her big return is the Royal Rumble.
In WWE, particularly being in the Royal Rumble match.
Well, Corey, this is actually the second time in her career.
And within seconds, literally doesn't last 10 seconds, she's eliminated.
I mean, you hold the record now for the Women's Rumble. Congratulations.
They cannot erase me from history.
Right? Guess what? The Royal Rumble 2023, I remember Rhea Ripley won, and Chelsea Green got eliminated within 10 seconds. Honestly, I don't really remember anything else about that Rumble. I'm sure it was okay, and if I went back and I watched it, I would be like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was a cool spot, but just gut reaction, put a gun to my head, ask me, what do I remember? It's Rhea Ripley won, Chelsea Green, 10 seconds. And so Chelsea understands that while yes, wins and losses matter, moments matter more in the grand scheme of things in WWE.
it's not about winning.
What's it about?
It's about making people feel a certain way.
She also says she's always willing to do whatever. She never says no. She never says no, no matter what.
You want me to pour salsa and cake on my head? Say less.
And that kind of attitude can get you in trouble sometimes, but it also can be very beneficial.
They give me what they give me, and I do the best I can with it. And that's kind of what he does.
In fact, John Cena and Randy Orton had that attitude too. They've never turned down an angle, and neither has Chelsea Green, apparently, whether it was getting thrown in dumpsters or being pushed off of ladders. Money in the Bank ladder match, she was pushed off, and she has the big spot. She has the big spot where she comes crashing down. She's not afraid to take scary bumps, and yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, she's so good. She's so good. And even better is she's a nerd like us. I don't know if I can find the footage because I did look for it, but I saw this clip one time where she's like signing like action figures or something, and they just give her like a pen, like just some normal pen or something, and she's like, wait, where's the paint pen? And the guy was like, whoa, how do you know about paint pens? She's like, this ain't my first rodeo. So like when it comes to signing collectibles like that, like those pops back there, if I were to ask you to sign it and you were to just like use any random pen, eventually it's gonna like, it could cause problems, right? The ink could be a problem, the impression it leaves in the cardboard itself, it's like uber nerd stuff, right? But Chelsea Green like knew that you need a paint pen. A paint pen is the best thing to sign action figures and stuff like that, collectibles. And so that, like, without being prompted, for her to ask for the right tools shows that she's an uber nerd. She's an uber nerd like us. And, you know, what of us? What of us? She's resilient.
And I'm going to give it 110%, even if you keep telling me no, until I get into the WWE.
And unfortunately, Chelsea, you're going home. I'm sorry.
2019, my debut, and I broke my arm. When I finally came back, I broke my arm again. I got released in 2022.
She has been, I want to say 3 times, but I went and looked and it might only be 2. I know she was released in 2021, and she was also like, I don't know, sometimes they count this, sometimes they don't. She was also in like Tough Enough or something, season 4, and she was cut then too. So at the very least, she was cut twice from WWE, and that second time she was actually cut from WWE, when they actually fired her, she instantly wrote down everything she wants to accomplish before she comes back to WWE.
And I immediately wrote down all the companies that I had not been able to get to before I got signed the first time. So that was like Ring of Honor and NWA.
So the whole thing was, I'm going to get back to WWE at some point in time. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
That was her mindset. Within 2 minutes of being fired, she's writing a list of, I want to go to Ring of Honor. I want to go to NWA before I get back to WWE. So instantly she knows in her head, that in her heart of hearts, that she's coming back to WWE. There's no doubt. No doubt in her mind she would eventually land herself back in WWE. And I love that kind of confidence and that boldness. And speaking of bold, you know, when WWE stars get released, they typically have a 90-day non-compete clause, and basically they get paid for 90 days. Well, Chelsea Green, instead of waiting 90 days, she wanted to get back to WWE so quick, but she had this list now that she had made. She called WWE and said, hey.
I called the office and asked to be released in my contract early, stop getting paid early so I could do those shows.
Can you just stop paying me and I can just go and wrestle for other companies right now? WWE said, yeah, then she did. Here's one to throw in here. Did you know that Penta... You know, Penta, Cio Mieto, such a cool guy, right? Awesome. We love him. Well, one of his major opponents was in Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground was Chelsea Green.
On his shoulders, Reclusa spins Pentagon, positioning him. Pentagon caught Reclusa. Uses her height, pushed it. The mistake.
I actually have acquired all the Lucha Underground episodes, and I'm going to watch them, watch-alongs on my Patreon channel if anyone's interested. But yeah, Chelsea Green and Penta had a very competitive and, quite frankly, a phenomenal match. It was pretty amazing, and Chelsea Green took some vicious bumps from Penta.
Here we go.
No matter what gimmick you give her, no matter what opportunity you give her, she's going to run with it. When she became U.S. champion, suddenly she's the president.
Thank you.
Suddenly she has a Secret Hervvis who she names the Secret Hervvis on social media, and it takes off, right? And they start using that in WWE.
Accompanied by Chelsea Green, the Secret Hervvis.
She gets people over. Elbow Fire, over. Piper Niven, over now. I wish they had better ring attire than just suits, but for real, they are getting prominent spots. They, like, the Secret Hervvis and Chelsea and Naomi literally fighting, like, Stephanie Vakir, Nikki Bella, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky on WWE TV. Like, they'll take anything. You give her 3 seconds or 3 minutes, she is going to maximize that airtime.
What a great example of maximizing your minutes.
And make you not forget her. Chelsea Green, she's an animal. She's an animal when it comes to just taking whatever and making it work. She's not going to complain. She's going to suck it up, maybe compose herself, and take whatever's given to her and just take it to the next level. And she's not afraid to stick up for herself also.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling some type of way about it not being my finish. It feels so weird.
In the Unreal documentary, they were talking about how she was going to win the U.S. Championship, right? And they said that she was going to win with a leg drop. And she was like, why would I win with a leg drop? Now, here's someone who says, I will never say no to anything, right? And of all the things she says no to is like, a leg drop, which is a really easy move if you think about it. She's like, no, that doesn't make sense. And then she goes on to explain a finisher is so important to a character. And for her to win her first title ever, not use her finisher, that was insane to her. So that wasn't really like, no, I don't want to do it. It was, no, that doesn't make sense. My character, and she's right. A finisher is like, it's part of the wrestler's identity. Can you imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin, instead of using a stunner to win his championships, that he's like, nah, I think I'll use an elbow drop. You know, it just would be like, wait, what? It would kind of take you out of the moment even. And like, it's legit. It's her being aware of herself, her character, her place, everything. Just the overall scheme of wrestling as a whole. She is a genius, a brilliant mind for character work. I really hope when it's all said and done that she becomes a teacher or a trainer or something when it comes to actual characters, actual character work. But before that, I hope she becomes a champion, because I really think she would be an amazing champion. I know she's a funny character, and typically funny characters aren't the greatest top champion. Yeah, you can have like a Dominic Mysterio as the Intercontinental Champion. You know, he's kind of a chicken heel and stuff, but like as the top champion, it's a little like iffy. But Chelsea Green, she could do it. You know, there's plenty of wrestlers who in the past could do both. Kurt Angle being one of them. Now, am I saying that Chelsea Green and Kurt Angle are like 1-to-1? No, I'm not. But like, you know, Kurt Angle, you know, he didn't wear unique outfits every single time like Chelsea does. Chelsea never wears the same outfit twice. Kurt Angle can't say that. So like, you know, so there you go. Kurt Angle has the gold medals, but Chelsea Green, she never wears the same outfit twice.
I take pride in never wearing a set of gear twice.
But no, for real though, she can wrestle. She really can wrestle, and you just gotta tweak her character a little. But like, I think that in this business, you do reward people for their work ethic, for their ability to draw emotion from the crowd, for their ability to put people over and think of the business before themselves. And Chelsea Green, she ticks all those boxes. I really hope that we do give Chelsea her due, because like I said, all the reasons that I've given, like, she's amazing. She is quite frankly amazing, and on WWE Unreal, they actually gave a perfect scenario already. I wish they wouldn't have said it. I wish they wouldn't have put it on there. I wish they would have just allowed it to happen, but they said that Chelsea Green is going to be entry number 30, right? And by the time we get to entry number 28, 29, like, the whole ring is cleared out. So now it's only 28, 29, and 28, 29, they eliminate themselves.
So whoever's number 30 automatically wins. Chelsea Green.
And so by default, 30 has to be the winner because there's no one else, and that would have been Chelsea Green. And then Chelsea wins the Rumble and goes on to WrestleMania. How awesome and amazing would that storyline have been? That would have been so funny, so great. I wish they wouldn't have said it and then had just done it. But you know, who cares? Who cares? Let Chelsea Green win the Money in the Bank 2 years in a row. She can lose the first time and then win the second time. Then she gets her wish, and I get my wish of Chelsea as your champion. What do you think of Chelsea Green? Is she one of your faves? If she is, tell me one of your favorite moments of Chelsea Green. Do you think that Chelsea can be champion? Yes, no, maybe so. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate every single one of you. Just like Chelsea Green, you're all awesome. See you, bye.
This is her moment, and we are here for nobody else but her.